Hi, peeps. I'm Auriel Grace, and this is a spiritual show. And tonight we're talking about the paranormal. We are, because it's getting to be that time of year. Actually, it is that time of year. It is the time of the thinning of the veils. And so I always encourage everyone to flex those intuitive muscles during this time. I do. And I do it because the more the more positive things that happen to you or for you during this time of year, it'll keep you rolling and keep you practicing. So I really want that to happen for you. Hey mom. All right, so I have a couple of announcements and then we're going to get into this. All right. So last week I did a video about protection stones, and you can check that out on my website at aurielgrace.net. Click on the Clarity 101 tab. You'll see all the stones through the video, and then in the blog, you'll see all the stones again, but you'll see the information. Hey, Dana. All right. So, oh, there it is. All right. So we are working with this book tonight, Haunted, a Psychic Story. Yes. So we're working with this book. This book um, is going to be free from 11:30 to, or no, 10:30 to 11:03. It'll be the Kindle version that's free. So if you want to check that out, you can check it out. You can preview it on Amazon. So we're going to be using this book tonight for this show. Okay. And I have it marked because I'm going to be reading some of it. I couldn't remember the whole thing. So there you go. All right. Right now, Goddess Girls is free on the Kindle version. Goddess Girls is only a Kindle book. So it's free right now on Amazon. You can go check that out. Hop, skip, and jump over there. All right. Okay. So, yeah. So the November special, I do a special every November because it's my birthday. And readings are $60 for 45 minutes. Please book for those for the month. If you're going to get a reading in November, please book because it gets busy. Okay. All right. So before we start, what is this? This is a disco ball. This disco ball is like the disco ball that you step into every day before you go out. Why? Why do we step into a disco ball? Because disco balls are hard on the outside. Okay. So they are hard on the outside and then they're mirrored as well. So when you step into your disco ball before you leave the house, it's hard, nothing gets through. And if any energy comes towards you, it goes back. Okay. And that's what we want. We don't want the goo and cooties sticking to you. That's why I remind you, several times a year. Okay. Reflect, black box. There you go, Dana. So this is the reason why we do this. We step into our disco ball. A lot of people have been calling me here lately. They're like, oh, this black magic and all this other junk. Okay. Black magic and all that other junk only sticks to you if you believe it will. If you believe somebody has power over you, it will happen. If you believe that you are powerful, it's not going to happen. That's why I give you tools to assist you with your everyday life. And this can also assist you, like if you're going to go on a paranormal a paranormal experience, like a ghost walk, or you're going to go through a haunted house or something like that. Put your disco ball on. Enforce it, reinforce it. I don't care what you do, but make sure you have this thing on when you go out and about. All right? Okay. Let me throw this guy down here. All right. So now that we got the disco ball thing going on, we talked about the protection stones last week. We know what to do with the protection stones. We can wear them. We can keep them in our pockets. We can have them at home to assist us. All right. So many people think that their spirit guides can only be their ancestors. Spirit guides can be your ancestors can be your spirit guides, but those aren't the only spirit guides that you have. You have other spirit guides as well. You have like a guardian angel, you have a fairy godmother, you have sometimes people have more than one guardian angel. It just depends on who they are, what they're doing, and how they're doing it, right? The guardian angels come from Archangel Michael. Yay. We like Archangel Michael. He's pretty cool, right? So you'll have other spirit guides that assist you along the way. You may have a spirit guide, if you are an author or if you are um, a road construction guy or you are a policeman or something like that, you would have like other spirit guides to assist you during your life. We have a group of spirit guides that come into this life with us, and they change over time because why? We mature, we grow, we change our mind, we do things. So I call it the changing of the guard. Usually happens between 10 to 12, 18 to 25, and so on. And it just depends on how your life goes. All right. So, spirit guides, what do? They assist us, just like our guardian angel assists us. They guard, guide, and protect us, right? Well, spirit guides assist us by giving us information about what we're interested in. They help us, they guide us during the day. They're like, hey, maybe you want to go over here because you're interested in that, and that's over there. And so, so they will assist you. And that's what spirit guides are there for. They're there to give you information and to assist you. Okay. So that's spirit guides. All right, angels. We talk about the Archangel Michael. He is an archangel. We talk about the Archangel Gabriel, Raphael. The archangels, the angels are here to assist humankind. That's what they were created for, specifically, is to assist humankind. And so that's why we all have a guardian angel to guide, guard, and protect us and make way for us. So, like, if we need something and we need something to happen, we can ask our guard to say, hey, can you help me out with this, please? And they will help you. All right. It may not be exactly what you wanted, but they are helping you. Okay. Just like one day I was walking back from my office in Naperville, I was walking home, and there's this huge parking lot where I had to go by. And there were two exits and entrances. Well, I was walking towards one of the exits or entrances, and I heard immediately, stop. And the reason why I heard that is because there was a van very recklessly driving through the parking lot. And had I taken two or three more steps, I would not exist today. So pay attention, be present, because your angels are there to assist you. All right. All right. That's why presence is so important, so that you don't miss anything. Okay. All right. My neighbor is doing some kind of weird thing to the wall. I'm not sure what. So if you hear a loud noise, it's him. All right. So now we've covered those three. Or, yeah, we've covered those two. It's really important for you to understand that there is a difference between all of these things that we're talking about. They're not all meshed into one like group or whatever. There's different ones that help you with different things. Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about hauntings because a lot of us live in really haunted areas and we don't even realize it. And there are things that happen around our house, maybe, or around the neighborhood. And they're weird things, they're strange things. Hey, Iris, Iris. I'm wearing my love earrings. See, look, check these out. I know you like earrings. So there you go. I don't know if you can see them that good, but there they are. I'll take pictures of them. Okay, so we're going to talk about the two different hauntings that you may come in contact with. So, for those of you who live in Illinois, up in the Naperville area, you can go to that. What is it called? It's downtown, and there's all these historic homes. I can't remember what it's called now. Shoot. Anyway, there's all these historic homes down there. There is one home. Um, Thank you. So, um, there's one home there that is a Victorian. And if you go in that Victorian house, it is haunted. It's not haunted by anything that'll scare you. It's totally awesome. And what you can do is while you're on the tour, you can take your phone, okay, put it on the memo thing and record. Make sure that your phone is flat on your hand. You are not touching the microphone. Okay. That's why I have it like this because sometimes the fingertips will, turn. You want it on a flat space. You want to hold your phone like this. And you don't want to really move your hand a lot. I know you're going to be walking around, but try not to move too much because you're going to hear when you play back, you'll probably hear somebody whistling and you'll probably hear some kids playing. And you may even hear stuff going on in the kitchen because I've had all of that happen on my phone. Okay, so that is one way that you can kind of go through and just kind of do, and listen. You want to record it and then play it back. Use your headphones and you'll be able to hear it. Some of that, like the whistling, for example, would be a residual haunting because it's something that happened in the home a lot, right? The stuff in the kitchen probably is residual haunting as well because, well, that's the kitchen. What are you going to hear when you go in the kitchen? Kitchen noises, right? Especially in old houses because in old houses they were cooking all day long. Like everything was done by hand. There was no, you know, pre-made meals unless they went to a restaurant and it's only pre-made because they didn't have to make it, right? Okay. So when you get into an intelligent haunting, and a lot of times with an intelligent haunting, they're going to say, get out. They don't want you in their house. So they will tell you to get out. And you'll hear it, you know, if you're running your phone, you'll hear it afterwards. A lot of times that's what you're going to hear in a haunted house. Get out. They don't want you there, right? It's their house or their building or whatever. And so sometimes, like down in Mariana, Florida, at the I'm forgetting names. I should have written all this stuff down. Down in Mariana, Florida, with Tracy and Susan Todd, I got a I got a recording of a servant who was actually answering questions for Tara and I. And we asked the servant, we could actually feel the servant come up between us. We were standing or sitting together, and the servant came up, and we asked the servant, "Hey, awasapwa," I think. Um, the servant came up in back of us, the spirit, and was actually answering our questions as we were talking to it. Now, when we heard it on playback, it was pretty cool. We said hi, they said hello. We asked it if it was a child, a servant, the owner, the rest house. That's what it was. And they said that they were a servant, that they had been there for a long time, and they were there to serve. Pretty awesome, huh? That is an intelligent haunting. Spirits that will answer your question. That is called an intelligent haunting. All right. And that's what you want. You want that intelligent haunting because you want to ask the spirit, why are you here? And you never ask a spirit when they died and do you know you're dead? You don't do that because otherwise you're not going to be able to talk to them anymore. They're going to get mad at you most likely and walk away. You ask them things like, what's your name? What's your favorite color? Do you live here? How long have you lived here? All that other good stuff. You develop a conversation. And then you ask them, hey, will you want to go home? And sometimes once you've buttered them up and you got them yakking and stuff, they're going to want to go home. So that's the difference between residual. So like if you go to a battleground or something like that, a lot of what you hear or see or feel, smell, that is all residual haunting. There may be an intelligent haunting there as well, but most of the time it's residual. Like if you go to Gettysburg, a lot of that. Appomattox, residual haunting. Okay. And so you'll be able to hear it. You may even be able to record it. There are shadows that wander around there all the time. In Virginia, they have the Civil War soldiers, the spirits of the Civil War soldiers going home. You can see them walking across the fields. They're going home. And the best time to see them is when the sun's going down. You can see them walking across the fields. It's pretty cool. All right. So that is the difference between a residual and intelligent haunting. You don't want to call a spirit a ghost. They don't like being called that. They want to be treated just like you. Most of them think that they're still alive. Yeah. Yeah, Owen. You probably did feel a lot of stuff going on there in Gettysburg. Yeah. Because like I know that there are still some intelligent hauntings there, but you can feel the energy shift and change in different areas. Yeah, especially by the railroad tracks for some reason. I don't even know if there were railroad tracks during the Civil War. I don't think there were. I'm not sure. But if you go to Appomattox or any of the other big battlegrounds, you're going to feel the difference in the energy. Most places on the East Coast, most cities in the East Coast are haunted. Most older places, like here from, I would say, Chicago all the way to the west or the east, they're old. People have been there for a while. You know, the Americans have been here for over 250 years. And then you have the Native Americans who also went to war against each other. Ah, so, and they liked each other sometimes too. So you'll feel that type of energy as well. So make sure when you're going out, if you're going to do a paranormal investigation with someone or if you're going to do a ghost hunt, talk to them like they're there. They're real. They're because they are real. Talk to them like you would talk to anyone else. Okay, you don't want to insult them. And half the time on those ghost walks and those paranormal investigations that they do on the regular, those spirits are waiting for you to get there. So I have seen like candlesticks fly across rooms. I have seen stuff roll around on the floor. In fact, one of the store that I had in Bedford was haunted by two little ghost spirits, and we had a ball in there. The ball was for my son, and the ball would just roll across the floor. Like he would be doing something totally different, or he wouldn't even really even be there. But that ball would just roll across the floor. It would just roll back and forth. And those little spirits were just playing with them, with the ball. So these are all things to consider for hauntings. All right. Think about that. Think about where you're going. If you want to bring a trigger object, bring it. Trigger objects are like music, if it was a ballroom, toys for children. Um, if you know of a certain thing that the spirit of the house liked, do that. I know Mr. Russ, whenever I was talking to him, he always had a newspaper and he was showing me newspaper dates and like captions in newspapers, and that's how he would talk to me. Yes, I yes, the Edwards, yeah, the cemetery by Edwards Hospital is totally haunted, Dana. I wish you would don't go over there anymore. But yes, you can speak to spirits over there. Don't go there by yourself anymore. Okay, bring your honey bun. All right. Say yes. I want to see it in the comments. All right. So that's the other thing. Okay. So I do want to talk about cemeteries because a lot of people think during Halloween they should break into cemeteries and be dumb. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please have some respect for those people who have passed on. Do not go into cemeteries and terrorize them. Because yeah, cemeteries are haunted. Yeah, Jim will go with you. He will. You can bring flowers. Bring flowers over there. So, um, cemeteries are haunted. A lot of times they're not haunted by the people that are buried there. Who knew? Right? They're not. Because the people that are buried there, they're not there. That's not their favorite place. So if they're haunting somewhere, they have gone to their favorite place, which is where? Probably their house. Okay. A lot of times they're just haunted by spirits that don't have anywhere else to go or that are buttheads. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions about this? Because we're gonna talk about poltergeist, and we're going to talk about the difference between um, personal haunting and possession. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I can see them right here. Okay. So we're going to talk about poltergeist. A lot of people have different versions about poltergeist. And if you go on YouTube, you can look up poltergeist in schools. And there are a lot of videos of hauntings at schools, poltergeist energy at schools. Why? Because a poltergeist is energy. That's what it is. It is intense energy. mostly created by adolescents. So I'm going to read what I wrote about poltergeist in my research and my studying of it because a lot of people think that they might have a poltergeist in their house. Let me tell you something. Spirits, if they don't want you in their house, they are going to be opening doors and windows and knocking on the walls. They're going to be tearing the sheets off of you. They're going to misplace things. They're going to do all kinds of stuff because they can. But this is what a poltergeist is. All right. So in German, poltern means to knock. Geist means spirit or ghost. Malevolent, having or showing a desire to cause harm to another person. Telekinesis, the production of motion and objects without contact or other physical means. All right, psychokinesis, the movement of physical objects by the mind without the use of physical means. In other words, things go flying. Poltergeist is the term used to describe energy or a spirit which specializes in making sounds and moving objects around a house or building, resulting in damage and mayhem. All right. This energy can be malevolent, but on the whole, we are thought to be mischievous spirits. All right. I believe poltergeist energy is a manifestation of telekinesis due to the frequent occurrences in households with adolescents experiencing frustration and emotional tension. Teenagers harbor internal anger from stress within the family. Okay. So teenagers are very hormonal. They're like drama queens of the century. They get upset about the tiniest little thing. Like, hey, maybe you should take your shoes off while you're in the house. Or, hey, why don't you clean your room? So, with the psychic kids that I do work with that are psychic mediums, I always recommend that they keep their room clean. They keep things organized. They make sure they know where everything is. Why? Spirits love a mess. They love a mess. If you have a messy house, let me tell you something, and you live in a haunted neighborhood, those spirits are hanging out there and they'll make it messier. They will, because you're not going to notice how much messier your house is going to be if your house is already messy, right? All right. So, how do you get rid of them? How do you get rid of them? Well, first of all, if the poltergeist is created by a teenager, you've got to make sure your teenager is busy. You've got to get them in sports, find them a hobby, find them an outlet for all that crazy energy. Okay. Because you want to funnel the crazy into something positive. And you also want to start pushing them in a positive way. And you may even have to send them to a counselor. Usually, poltergeist energy connected to a teenager only lasts 2 or 3 months and then it's gone. Here's something you have to consider though, is that you may have an awesome teenager that is not angry, that is doing all kinds of fun stuff, that's like having a great time, right? But next door, you might have the monster teenager that's being a total, you know what. And so that energy will leak over into your home. And then you will feel so special because of that. So, what are we going to do about that? Well, first of all, if it's your teenager, they've got to clean their room. I don't care how much of a fit they throw. I don't care if they're being total jerks. And you have to stand in the doorway and tell them to put each thing away. They have to clean their room because it's their space. The cleaner it is, the better they're going to feel. The other thing you want to do is you want to get a bowl of salt, kosher salt. Where's mine? Oh, it's back there. Kosher salt, sea salt. I don't care what kind of salt you put in there. Make sure it's a glass or wood bowl. All right. Stick it in the kids' room. Even if you have to put it under the bed, put it in there. Salt is so great. Salt will absorb all their angst and craziness, right? So you want to do that. The other thing you didn't want to do is do not use sage. It's going to make it worse. Don't use sage. Use something else. Use peppermint, use lavender, use rose water, use something else besides sage. Do not create smoke in the house. It's going to make it worse. Okay, especially if it's connected to a kid. All right. So, you want to find out what's bothering your adolescent and you want to see about balancing that out. If the activity does get worse, you are going to want to call in a paranormal team and a psychic medium that can assist you, that has a psychic medium as part of their team to help you. All right? Because they may be able to neutralize some of it. All right? And we've interviewed people that have been haunted or that deal with hauntings and stuff like that, and they'll say the same thing. All right, you want to bring in an investigator. Now, if you have mischievous spirits that are driving you crazy, lighting your house on fire, um, like throwing things against the wall, all kinds of crazy like that, you want to bring in a priest and have them bless the house. It doesn't cost hardly anything to have a Catholic priest come in and bless your house. Even if you're not Catholic, you can still do it. You go and you give a donation, and the priest will come and he'll bless your house. They do this special thing. They have special juju. All right. And they come in and they will bless your house and clear it with the blessing, which is awesome. That's what you want. You want to clear that house. If that doesn't work, there are other things that you can do as well. And if you're having real problems with it, again, a paranormal team, a good paranormal team with good reviews will assist you. That's what they're there for. They're there to help. All right. So let them come in and help you. Okay. All right. So if you want to send a spirit away and that, you can tell them, go home. Go to your home. Go into the light. You can do that. Just go into light. If you have to have a light bulb on and stuff, say go to the light. Go in the light. Invite and invoke the Archangel Michael to assist you, and he will be there to assist you. Okay, he's really good at escorting. It's a good escort. Let him help you. Okay. Okay. So these are things that you can do to help yourselves. And again, since some of you weren't here when we started, this is a disco ball. We, every day when we get up, before we leave the house, we step into a disco ball. Why? It's hard. It has mirrors. And Because it's hard, it will shield you from all the goo and cooties. And because it's mirrored, it'll throw back all the goo and cooties. So then you're not having goo and cooties. Okay? So I cannot stress this enough. I teach this to the kids and I teach it to the adults. So if you're having a problem with hauntings and or energetic vampires, anybody who is trying to suck the life out of you or annoy you or anything like that, step into your disco ball. Protect your energy field. Keep it clean and clear. That's how you can stay really present and really enjoy your life. Okay? If you have to, go buy a disco ball. Put it in your house somewhere to remind you to step into it. Because this will protect you. It will protect you more than what you think. All right? Okay. So remember, it's the thinning of the veils. So make sure that you are practicing flexing those intuitive muscles. Because the more you practice, the better you get, the more in alignment in your environment you are. And the more you can tell whether or not you should go, be, do, whatever. Okay? All right. Because that's what I would love for you. I like to see smiling faces. All right. So that's what I got. Does anybody have any questions? We got about 6 minutes and then I got to go. No, hormones. Yes, mother. Hormones. Dusk. Yep. Gettysburg. Yep. Yeah. So that's what, if you don't have any questions, read this book. It's short, it's to the point, and it can help you. Okay. Well, all the psychic storybooks can help you, but this one can help you, especially this time of year, actually, all year round. But it can help you out. Okay. All right. So remember to invite and invoke the Archangel Michael to guide, guard, and protect you. Remember to do that because that is what he's there for and all his guardian angels. All right. Okay. So I'm grateful to see you all here tonight. I am. Please stay safe, be present, and remember, keep your heart open and aligned with the energy of love. And I'll see you next week. Bye.